Welcome back, everybody, to Megabit Misfits Gaming Podcast. This is episode lucky number 13. And on this episode, I return to Helldivers 2 because of some cool expansions. And not only that, but Leeboy discusses his first impressions of Doom the Dark Ages.
And the PALWORD modder brings back some key features that were missing or taken out, rather, from the PALWORD video game. And Nintendo, if they couldn't get more bad press as is, we laid off them for a couple of weeks. But Nintendo is back with more news, and this time this news says we will break your console if you break our terms of service. Hit that music.
Okay, what is going on, Mr. Leeboy? How you doing today, sir?
Doing good with a cup of ginger ale. Starting it off right.
I have me a bottle of water.
That's fine. Always stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated and motivated in recording this episode. So, first of all, to everybody watching, we are almost at 100 subscribers. Mr. Lee just told me before we started recording. Please help us out. Try to push the channel, like, subscribe, share is very important. If you know people who like video game news, video game information, or just some funny people, they just like laughing from time to time. Because I think we're pretty funny. We crack a couple jokes here and there.
I would believe so. And make sure you guys hit the comment section, because later on in this podcast, we will be reading your comments. Some of the comments I thought stood out, even from the shorts. I believe me and you and Ravage, we read all the comments, whether it be from the shorts, whether you see multiple replies from us in the comment section. So please like, subscribe, share, and hit the comment section. All right.
Yes. So not only are we on YouTube, we're on Spotify. We are also on TikTok. We're also on
Facebook,
Apple Music,
Blue Sky,
Facebook, all the Instagram, everything. Follow us on any platform. Just try to find us. You'll find us eventually. But yes, so let's get to the first topic of the evening. About a year ago now came out, but Helldivers 2 was dropped, and I loved it from the beginning. If you've seen what was that movie that it kind of mimics?
Starship Troopers.
Starship Troopers, yes. So Helldivers 2 mimics the movie Starship Troopers, where it's this army trying to liberate Earth from this alien invasion of bugs, but they kind of do it like in a hokey, campy, over the top sort of way. But it's very fun to watch. And
I'm doing my part.
Young people from all over the globe are joining up to fight for the future.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part too.
They're doing their part. Are you? Join the mobile infantry and save the world.
And the thing is that they did a fantastic job with the game. Now, while we're talking about it now, even though it came out about a year ago, is that they released some expansions for it. And the thing is, the expansions are fun. They're straight up fun. My favorite. First let's just get into what they are. One is that they expanded by opening a few more different levels. Different planets, different sectors in the space where you can go travel to those planets and fight a whole new enemy. So the whole new enemy is another part of the expansion. They're called the Illuminate. So the Illuminate are these aliens that use mainly light and light bombs and stuff like that. And they like have like these zombie type creatures that try to follow you around. And they have these soldiers with these light staffs that try to beat you down and kill you. Then you got these rocket guys that fly around, and while they're flying around like the Rocketeer, they go bah, 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 they're shooting you from the air, and you're like, what did I do? What did I do? Why is everybody trying to kill me? But then on top of that, you get like this monster that looks like it came out of Resident Evil. Like this thing is like 8 to 9 feet tall, and it looks like a whole bundled bunch of bodies melted and forged together, almost like The Thing, the movie, the horror movie, The Thing. And they're like, all the arms or whatever, all discombobulated and everything, and they're fast. Like I started bucking shots at one like crazy because I was like, "What the fuck?" And this thing it just got mad at me and was lit on fire because I was shooting with a laser, and it just started bulldozing right at me. And I'm like, oh, and then so I had to dive out of the way. Then Helldivers, anything like that. But
he said had to hell dive out the way.
Hell yeah, because those things are attacking me. Let me tell you, the experience for my original experience with the game was fun, and this had this like sarcastic, hokey pokey, campy thing. It was fun, and now they kind of added to it, which was even more fun. And not only that, but I already mentioned the first two expansions, which is the new enemy and the new levels. But they also added like a weapon customization system. So the weapon customization system they're following the steps of Call of Duty, Battlefield, many other FPS games that you can add onto your weapons. I think Call of Duty kind of kills everybody, beats everybody else out in the customization of the weapons. I could be wrong. Maybe I'll return to Tarkov or games like that, because now you can add different size magazines to the weapons. You can add silencers. You can add different optic sensors. You can add laser beam, as in laser, like aiming laser beams, not just like shooting laser beams. But not every single weapon can be modded. Only the primary weapon. That's really important. A lot of people thought you could customize everything. You can't. You can only, or at least for now, only for now can you customize the primary weapons in Helldivers 2. And it's really interesting and really fun. It's like a simplified version of the Call of Duty version of it, the gunsmith from Call of Duty, where you can change and add 10 different things, and the weapon, the actual camouflage on the actual weapons and stuff like that. So this is like the beginning of that for the Helldivers. But they started it very well. They started correctly, and they made it free. All the expansions
free 99
were free 99.
What?
So they didn't ask you to pay $10 for this or $10 for that and $10 for that. They gave you all the expansions straight up. Hey, you bought the game from us? Boom, here you go.
What corporate CEO is rolling over right now? Yelling and kicking and screaming somewhere.
I think all of them.
Because
you rarely kind of hear things like that, where a successful game made a ton of money, and now they're, hey, you know what? Thank you for supporting us. Here's a bunch of cool shit for free. Like, yes, yeah, cool. Because now you brought back a whole swarm of old gamers that were like, oh yeah, I remember that the other game was cool. Oh, it's free. Oh, let's go back. Because right now, almost everybody I know who has Helldivers 2 that they bought it, now they're back on it playing. So they raised the player base.
Not me. I've heard about the player base going back up since they added these new features, and I've yet to get back into it. And I loved it. Now, mind you, like I've always told you, I'm not into shooting games. I'm not, and that's why me playing Doom Dark Ages, as we'll get to in a minute. I'm surprised. I'm shocked.
And the thing is, the game is fun. Period. They just made it more fun. And developing. There's more stuff. There's more stuff coming, and I think they're gonna do it. They're not doing it by planned, like you know how a lot of games have that planned road of upgrades throughout the lifespan of the game. Helldivers 2 team is not doing that. What they're doing is they're expanding based off of feedback.
Player feedback. Okay.
Yeah. So if you're loving this, then and the customization, hey, what else you want us to add to the customization? Oh, well, how about the sidearms, and how about the weapons, and blah blah blah, the sideward, the melee weapons? I'm sure they're gonna add more to that if people keep playing the game, keep coming back to it.
Oh man, listen.
So I'm looking forward to the next year of Helldivers 2.
Ain't there another thing that I heard, if I'm not mistaken? Wasn't there something that you can get into, go around with?
Yes.
Okay.
So in one of the levels, there were vehicles that popped up, or a vehicle for me. I've heard other people have a different vehicle here and there, but it depends on the level you go to. That there might be a vehicle or some sort of a ship-like thing. I had this like moon rover that had like a Gatling gun on top, but I couldn't operate the Gatling gun unless someone else was with me. So that way I couldn't drive for my life because they were chasing me. I couldn't stop to get to the Gatling gun because the second I stopped, the guys was already swinging the moon rover thing, the vehicle, trying to kill me. So I was like, oh, let me just run. And let me tell you, they come at you like these zombie type monsters and the big giant, whatever the hell it was, and the rocket guys and the soldier guys. And there's also 2 or 3 little spaceships that go around and try to mess with you too. There's one that's like a searchlight, and if he spots you, all of a sudden he's blasting you with laser beams. Then there's one ship that just keeps going around. It'll go up into upper space and come back down. When it comes back down, it'll light up whatever is there and just start blowing everything up.
Listen,
and it's like,
I know you love random questions, and I got one for you. I haven't played this game in a minute. The Illuminates, right? That's what these are, right?
The Illuminate, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are they more of a pain in the ass than the Automatrons? If I'm saying the name right.
For me, yes. Because I've played more of the bugs than than against the robots. Because by the time I really came. Oh well, this is like the third time I came back to Helldivers. First time was in the beginning, and then a few months later, all the automatons were done, or like they were dying out, and then people were like, "Oh, let's kill the rest of the bugs." So when I came back to the bugs, I was just murking bugs all over the place. It's more disgusting, kind of more fun in a video game if it's disgusting.
Listen, we got to get on it, man. We got to spread democracy. I got to wear my T-shirt somewhere around here with my Helldivers T-shirt. You know what I mean? And get trash talk games. We definitely got to get Rav in there too. We got to get. Yes. I want to see him get into some mayhem. And I also
if you guys didn't notice,
our other co-host isn't here tonight.
He's,
but we'll definitely drop a pod on top of him when we play as compensation for not being here when we play Helldivers.
How dare you spend time with the family?
How dare he, right?
Who told you to be a good dad? Who told you to be a good brother? How dare you? Anyway,
so since you brought up what you're playing and what you got back into, how about a new game?
I want to hear. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. How about a new game that just came out?
Yeah.
Doom, The Dark Ages. Now, out of all three of us, I will call you the first person shooter expert guy because you're into Call of Duty. I'm not into none of that. I play first person shooters, but it's not my cup of tea. There's only certain ones, and I don't do well with PvP. That's why Helldivers, I like it because it's PvE. I ain't got to worry about players and rankings and being the best. Right. I'm cool, and there's no pressure on that. I'd never, and I'll go on record saying this to everybody that's watching, was not a big fan of Doom. Since I've seen my friend, no, I wasn't. I was not a fan. Okay. I've seen my friend back when he had the N64. He played Doom on 64, and one of the craziest things that I saw him do was go in a room where there were two monsters who I don't know if there's a faction war going on in hell, supposedly, but like one monster didn't like the other monster, and he'd go in the room and literally lure them in there and then step out the room and have the door close on them, only to go next to the door and have it open, and they're literally brawling. Like they're having an onslaught fight against each other. I'm like, wait, aren't they on the same side to like stop you, the character? So I thought that feature, even back in the N64 days, was dope. Fast forward, 2025, Doom: The Dark Ages. A person by the name of LeeboyXP saw the trailer, which I think Ravage, kudos to him. He's the one that suggested it and say, hey, check this out. I know you may not like it, but check it out. But I saw this trailer for Doom: The Dark Ages, and what got me was I saw a shield. I think I saw a sword in there at one time too. And I'm like, wait a minute. It's a sword. It's a shield. This is giving me RPG element. You already know. I love RPGs. And I'm like, wait a minute. How is this going? So it piqued my interest. Not only that, he had like a shield and he had like a sawed-off shotgun, which was crazy to me. That combo was just bananas. Doom: The Dark Ages, my early impressions, is a good game thus far. I didn't get real far to give like a full review if anybody's looking for a review of that game. This is just my first impressions from a person that doesn't play normally first-person shooters. So there's mechanics in this game. There's combos. I don't like anybody in the comment section who's played the other Dooms before. Maybe you probably played it. You could tell me. There were combos in this game. Like there were literally a time where I can uppercut the monster or the demon, whatever the case may be, and then continue to chain that into something else.
Yeah.
And that leads me to my next thing with the combos was the shield. The shield, you can shield charge, like you can lock onto a target and you can jump forward like a Captain America charge. Yeah. And when I hit the monster, it explodes. Not only does it explode, the reverberation hits everything around it. And if they're in the proximity, they get hit by that too. Not only that, hold on. Not only that, you get an upgrade to that shield for free in the game. It's an upgrade to that shield that they give you like right after the tutorial, whatever, where it turns into a chainsaw.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that in the trailer. Yes.
So, and then if that's not enough for you, how about this? You throw it like you Captain America, bro.
Oh,
like if you throw it at a regular zombie, like a zombie, whatever, demon? Zombie or demon, whatever, it cuts them in half. But if it's like a higher level, like elite or boss or something like that, it gets stuck in their chest and just starts spinning in their chest, and they're like shocked. So you get like free hits on them, whatever the case may be. Not only that, I tested it that if you throw the shield, I'm wondering if it was like linear, like if it just goes straight, it comes back straight. Nah, bro. I threw it and I moved to the side because I couldn't hit because I missed the zombie. It curved around to me where I was standing and went through the monster. Split him right in half, bro. Like, yo, I was like, this thing is something. I'm sold on this. They got like shields.
I gotta play this game.
So the enemies got like shields, right? That you have to break. Like the shield that you have is really for taking down like mobs that deal with metal. Like you may have an encounter with a mob that has like their own shield, or a mob that has like a helmet that's made of metal or body armor. So it's gonna take more than your regular basic attacks to try to like hurt it or something. So you have to wear it down. So people that got like shields, when you hit them with the shield, right? Or you hit them with a basic attack, their shield starts to, turn that fiery blacksmith color.
Oh, it starts to overheat, in other words.
Like, thank you, it heats up. So that lets you know, once you see that heat, you throw that shield, it's gonna break their joint up. So it's just the one thing I say about the combat and gameplay for this, if I had to sum it up from my early impressions, it feels fluid. So fluid. Love it. I'm still trying to adjust the turn. I think in some first-person shooter games, that turning is a little too, it's too fast sometimes for me. So it's like I gotta pace myself a little, with it, trying to figure that out, hang that curve out. But other than that, as far as the gameplay is concerned, that's dope. The graphics in this game, let's get to that. The graphics in this game are amazing. I love the way it looked. It reminds me of, I don't want to use the word Halo, because again, I wasn't really a big Doom guy, but that's the only thing I can compare it to. As far as like that age look to it, the helmet, the gear, it's Halo. It looks like Halo to me. But this character, you're known as the Slayer. Now, the graphics goes into the story. I'm about to go there. You play the character called the Slayer. I have my theory about what the Slayer is. You guys in the comment section, let me know who do you think the Slayer is. Is the Slayer an old character? Is he the original Doom guy? Whatever. But your character is the Slayer, and everybody is afraid of you. You are being, you get sent down to, I don't want to, and I'm not trying to spoil nothing for nobody, so this is just the beginning, so there's no spoilers here. But you play this character called the Slayer. The Slayer, everyone's afraid of, and they don't tell you why. They just say, even the demons are scared. They're like, oh, they're gonna send him. They're sending the Slayer. Like, we got to get out of here before they send the Slayer. And when they send you in, like the way it starts off, this is from the trailer, by the way. The way it starts off, when your character shows up, it's on some, give him the shield, give him the shotgun. And like, you feel badass. And when you land down, boom,
right.
He pulls up the shield, he pulls out that gun. Oh, bro. And everything that you get to do with this character, and how even the people who I want to say that you work for, they're scared of you. Everybody's afraid of your character. Your character's like the Terminator, bro. It's crazy. So
you're the John Wick in this world,
bro. That game, and there's a lot of like objects in the game that are breakable that I didn't know could break, that are breakable. you know, and there's blocking, there's parrying in the game, there's like I said, I mentioned combos, but overall, Doom: The Dark Ages, for a person coming from a person who don't play first-person shooters, this game is dope. This is another banger. I gotta give it to them right now. This is looking really good. I want to see how this game shapes up in about maybe a month or two from now, when I'm really knee deep into the game and seeing other people reviews on the game. But right now, my first impressions, if you got Game Pass, because it's on Game Pass, if you got Game Pass, you can download it and play it right now so you can get a feel for the game yourself. But Doom: The Dark Ages, man, I'm not a first person shooter person, but this game I've really got into. It's not an open world game. Their map is awesome too. The map is incredible. I don't want to spoil that, but when you get to the game, check out the map. The way they do the map system it's been done before, but they've done a really good job with their interpretation of the map. I don't know if it was done in previous Doom's games, but I like it. The one thing, the reason why I'm saying it's not an open world game, why would I bring that up? Because you can fall off the cliff.
Okay.
You know how in certain games where you go, I want to know if I jump here, will it let me go? Sometimes there's like a barrier there. Your character just jumps in place. They don't allow your character to fall off. Not in this game. Okay, so that's just a fair warning to you people that's playing. You jump over that ledge, you're going over that ledge.
Yeah, but there was the game ran perfectly. It wasn't like any mistakes.
Man, I had no hiccups playing Doom: The Dark Ages. And mind you, I'm playing on Game Pass, so it's not like I'm playing from a Steam perspective or from a console perspective. I'm literally playing on my PC and I'm playing it on Game Pass. So if anybody's having any hiccups, and again, I haven't gotten deep, so thus far the game runs smooth.
I mean, that's great to hear, because usually games on day one usually have a couple of issues, some problems. They have some they drop some rates, or they drop too many glitches, or they go from 60 to 30 FPS. You know, it's a thing. So it's nice to hear this one runs good.
No, I hear what you're saying, because just to touch on Clear Obscura, which is another game I can't put down. And you mentioned, games having certain issues. The only issue I had with Clear Obscura is that it was running my PC hot. Believe it or not, it was running my PC hot, and I had to look it up and find out what's going on here. Is it because I'm playing on Game Pass? Is it because it's not a Steam game? But then this is a new studio, I believe. This is their first game, so it probably isn't as optimized as it should be, because what I found out was you have to lower the frame rate, the frames per second. I had it set to unlimited. So once I toned that down to, cap it at 60, it's been running great on my PC. So just for you people out there, you might want to tone it down if you experience.
Yeah, I'm gonna cap mine at 60, because I gotta play both these games, Obscura, and I gotta play the Dark Ages.
Also, I put it to some of the settings to medium as well. So that's another thing. But it still runs great, because I had a new rig. My joint is brand new, and it's top of the line stuff in there. But even then, I wasn't taking no chances, so I set it to me. And even then, it still looks amazing for that game. But I understand what you're saying about day one games having certain games have issues.
Yeah, that's definitely. Well, that's great to hear that Doom: The Dark Ages is a good game, fun game, crazy game. For some reason, I kept thinking of Evil Dead. When you know what?
About, yes, because the Dark Ages and what you can do, the chainsaw shield. So yeah, you can see the similarities there.
It would be pretty dope if they came out and the Slayer is Ash.
Bro, what?
That'd be cool. I mean, I know the original Slayer was, I think, some military guy who went crazy or something like that, or something like that. But anyway, great game. And let's say, do you think that anybody was going to try to mod the game down the line, if they would mod something, what would you mod if you could mod something right now out of Doom?
Oh, for sure. If not for not gonna lie to you, two things come to mind. One is Terminator, because they give you that feel like you're you feel like you're the Doom version.
So you would mod the character in?
That would be dope to mod in that game, to put him in there, like an Arnold Schwarzenegger character going around slaying people, or the Predator. Because I'm still I would love to see Predator up in there, you know, and most of all, this is just for you know, shits and giggles. Captain America.
Because he got a freaking shield. Yeah,
he got a shield. Captain America.
Then you got a shield right behind you, right there.
You know
there you go.
So, you know, put him in there because he's tossing the shield around, which I ain't gonna lie to you. I thought they weren't able to do that because, you know, Marvel has the patent to the whole shield throwing thing. Like in
really?
comic books, yeah, in comic books, from what I understand, I don't know if they let it go or whatever the case may be, but in comic books, Marvel for the longest time had a patent on no other character in comic book medium. So maybe it could be done in video game form. I'm not 100% sure, but in comic book form, Marvel had the patent that no one could throw a shield. So if you made a character that had a shield, you better not throw it. That's a lawsuit. They had that joint on lock. Don't know if it changed though, but you know,
I maybe that only lasted for like in a comic book character world, not necessarily video game world.
That's what I said. Yeah, that's what I kind of figured because when I see him through the shield, I was like, wait a minute, hold up, Marvel going, you better cut this out.
Well, all right. So speaking of modding games and modders, Mr. Lee has another report on apparently PALWORD. Some gentleman decided to bring back some features.
Yeah.
What do you know about that, sir?
Man, Nintendo. If you're a fan of PALWORD, which I am, I love PALWORD. Have you played PALWORD?
No, I've seen the trailers. And when PALWORD came out, it came out against Enshrouded. And I picked Enshrouded over PALWORD. Right.
You did say you picked Enshrouded over PALWORD. Okay. Well,
no PALWORD, I love Enshrouded.
As we covered here before, PALWORD doesn't want to be associated with Pokemon. Remember the whole, they don't want to be Pokemon guns.
With guns.
And then you went on a 2-minute rant on them.
Yeah. Because it's free publicity.
It is. But
it's a great idea.
The thing with them is that Nintendo is causing them a lot of grief, and I honestly believe it's for no reason. I just believe Nintendo is they choking innovation, and what's going on is that Nintendo has forced them to change certain aspects of their game. One of those aspects was, you know, taking the PAL sphere. That's where they had a sphere, and you would throw it, and that's how you would catch the creature. It's similar to having a Pokeball, throwing it and catching the creature. Right. So Nintendo was like, no, that's our thing. Don't do that. You cannot throw a sphere or a ball to catch your creatures. So what they did was they took their feature out and added it where now instead of summoning them from the ball, they just appear next to you. The pals appear right next to you.
Okay.
That's one feature. Another feature they did, or took out the game rather, was you would be able to call your pal and glide. Like if you call your bird pal, you grab it and it would fly you, or glide rather, across the map. Nintendo was like, no, you can't do that either because we do that in our game. You cannot use your summoned creature to glide. So now PALWORD has put in the game that you have to use a glider. And this to me is upsetting. But there's a modder out there who basically went out, and what he did was he didn't like do nothing super crazy. He just basically made it so that you still need the glider in your backpack, but you can you can now use your PAL to glide, but you need the glider in your backpack. Now, the thing I don't like about this situation with the whole Nintendo PALWORD thing is that, like I said, Nintendo is stifling or choking innovation. Is that if every company took that stance that you can't copy this, you can't do that when it comes to mechanics and games, how do we progress forward? How does games progress? We would get WB, was it Montreal, WB Montreal, who had the Nemesis system, where we might not never see that again.
Monolith.
It was Monolith, right? I said Nemesis. So yeah, the Nemesis system, but it's from Monolith. I said Montreal. We would never have nothing like that again because these guys got that on lock and it's patented away. Imagine if the people that made Arkham City said you can't use the same fight, told people that made Spider-Man Insomnia, you can't use our fighting system like that. Get that out of here. Yeah. I'm pretty sure Batman probably wasn't the first ones to use that, but I'm just those that's the most noticeable one that I know of, that when you comparing, especially in the superhero genre. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't use that. We had that in our Arkham game. You can't use that, Spider-Man. It's like you're scared to have your predecessor outshine you, but you're stifling the innovation of the games, which that to me is just wrong. I don't like that, because how do we move forward in making games and making them better? If you did it, you can do it again. Like you pass that down and it gets better over time. And I don't like that, because it may enforce other companies to do the same thing. Because they say Breath of the Wild. I heard people say Breath of the Wild. They had the hang glider, but I know there's games that came out before that game that had a hang glider. So should they patent the game so you don't use the hang glider no more?
I'm sure there were hundreds of games that came out with the same thing.
That's what I'm talking about.
Don't they have an animal in the Monster Hunter series that you have to glide with the monster to the area to hunt monsters in the jungle?
You know what? I totally forgot if that's, and it's been a minute since I played Monster Hunter.
Yeah,
we can find some footage on that. It'd be dope, you know.
Yeah, like it's like you wait for some gigantic bird.
Yes. Oh yeah. He picks you up, and it's like
That's how you get to the island or whatever.
I think I want to say, well, technically that's a cut scene, and that's not actually you doing it in the game. You know, it's different when you're doing it in the game. I mean, to me, if you're trying to patent every little aspect of a game, bro, it's like, is that going to warrant other companies to do the same? To sit there and be petty? To me, that's just petty stuff. Yeah. You know,
I mean, think about it. If other games would stop that innovation, like you said, then just like the game we were talking about before with the Captain America thing, we wouldn't be having that cool ass shield.
Thank you.
And doing the Dark Ages,
right,
which is something that is going to be a favorite, and you know people are going to cosplay it. You know people are going to.
Bro,
somebody already built it. Somebody already built a shield in real life. That they're these guys that build stuff from comic books, from movies, things that they thought were cool. The guys built. I'll see if while we edit this, I'll see if I send the link to the video. I think it's in our WhatsApp thing. But some guys built the shield, and they made the
chainsaw.
They made the chainsaw work.
Oh man, crazy!
So, and it's painted with the same. It's painted the same way. And these guys, I'm like, this game has only been out not even a week, and they already built the fucking shield. The shield exists in real life. Everybody from Doom: The Dark Ages, it actually exists.
So, you know, I know Rav in the spirit of our other co-host Rav. You know, he always tries to find the bright things, the bright side of things. So with this whole thing with the innovation of PALWORD, I said, you know what would I have as a solution? Because, you know, he's always thinking, like, you guys complain. What solution do you have? Here's my solution to PALWORD's issue. Why not just lean into the guns? Why not have a gun that catches them? It shoots the balls instead of using your hand, pulling it out and throwing it. Have a gun, a PAL gun, that shoots the balls at them, that catches them, and they go inside. See? Solutions. As Dave Chappelle said, modern times calls for modern solutions.
There you go.
My thing is, Nintendo would be, if they would have to be super petty to patent, you can't use a gun to catch the creatures. Like, you guys don't even use guns in your product. So what are you talking about? You can't do that. So that's my solution to that.
Modders, if anybody wants to mod that in there. Like you got to give Mr. Leeboy his cut of the money, though.
No.
His cut of credit. At least.
I do not want. I'm pretty sure other people probably thought the same thing, because of the whole fact of, for a long time, people were saying they just don't run away from the moniker of being Pokemon with guns. Now is the perfect time to actually lean into it. You got to. There's other workarounds. I just think that Nintendo is just scaring people. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be doing the segment where we check out you guys' comments, the guys that are checking out our videos. And we'd like to thank everyone. Again, we read all the comments that you guys put, whether it be in the shorts, whether it be on the social medias. We read those too. But YouTube here, we also check out the comments. So we're going to be checking out some comments that I thought was interesting about, you know, our last video and some of our shorts. Mr. Minecraft 4772. LOL, people really think companies care what you think about their games. The fact is, people keep buying them. So he's basically saying that people keep buying these games. You know, the problem ain't really the company, it's the people that's buying these games. Why put the effort into make a good game? It takes more money, more time and money. If people still, I think he wanted to say buy right here, if people still buy the bad games, then it doesn't matter what anyone online says or thinks. Money is money. As long as they get your money, nothing will change. So I agree with him on that. Totally agree with him on that. That's why we always say here, speak with your wallet. You know what I'm saying? That was the thing that Mr. Rav came up with, speak with your wallet. Don't buy those games. If you feel like that is unjust or unreasonable, don't do it. We also say, play the games that you love, play the games that you enjoy, right? So he goes on to say, this is why I hate gamers. We will buy any and every game just to play with our friends, even if we don't want the game. Now that I don't know about that. I'm not. These games cost hella money. I'm not.
So a lot of people would though. I see that. I see what you're saying. A lot of people would. Not everybody, but
I mean, not everybody. I mean, I could see that. I'm just saying, I would say that. What crowd is that? I mean,
it's usually the younger generation.
Probably. You know what? You may be right. Maybe they probably would do something like that. I'm not mean hell to the no. Yeah. Gamers are spineless losers. I wouldn't call gamers spineless losers, Mr. Minecraft. We care more about words. We care more, but he adds himself into it. So I don't think it's really meant to be, condescending to anybody. I just think that he feels like as a community, we let these companies and corps get this money by continuing to foster that narrative of buying their games that we know are bad. You know what I'm saying? We care more about not being as active in our friend group than sticking to principles. If you don't like what's going on with AAA games, don't buy the ones you know are bad. For any reason, shame your idiot friends that buy bad games. We can't make a change if we don't change our ways first. So I get where he's going with it.
Is this Elijah? This is like a secret account for Elijah. What's going on? It sounded just like Elijah.
Mr. Eli and BX Boy.
Mr. Eli. It sounded like Mr. Eli for a second.
He's under a pseudo name. But no, I understand this person, Mr. Minecraft 4772. I understand where his frustration is coming from. This is like the crowd, and just to touch on that, because one more thing before I continue, Fluffy Omega 6809 says it's not the company's fault, it's us gamers' fault. And I believe that, yes, I do fault us to an extent, because I also said that as well on one of my things we were talking about in the previous videos about 2K games and how everybody will not let that game die. Well, I don't play 2K games anymore as far as like the wrestling and the NBA games, because they will keep buying this game, keeping it alive, knowing it's the same damn game every year. It's trash. I've been off that train moons ago.
It's $9 now, by the way.
Huh?
The big NBA 2K game that came out like a couple months ago is now $9 on Steam.
Anyway. But the thing is, the reason why I ranted about the industry, because it's like, even though we as the gaming community shouldn't buy these bad games, it's the fact that these company has the goal to sit there and do that in the first place. That's what's bad. And then sit there and try to justify the bad game by giving it a higher price tag. So even if we are the ones consuming these games to buy them at a higher price point or whatever, that still doesn't give them the excuse to make bad games. Like, that's the whole point of my rant during that time.
So yes, it's up to the gamers. I don't agree with the whole spineless thing or people are idiots or anything like that, because some people actually like those games.
Yes, that's the reason why we say here on this channel, whether you hate it,
whether you love it, whether you hate it, play the games you enjoy.
Games that you enjoy, and that's what it's mostly about. Because a game that may be trashed to us. Like we always tell you, even though we made down on a game.
Yeah.
Mr. Positive is not here tonight, but we down on some games. Okay.
Yeah.
And
I mean, think about it. Mr. Positive, which it might be his new name now. Mr. Positive has yet to play a certain game that we both love, that we hold in high regard. I don't like certain games that you guys love. You guys don't like Call of Duty. I love the Call of Duty franchise, even though about 6 of them could be deleted from history, and the world would be better for it. But a lot about the overall mechanics and stuff like that. So it's like, appreciate what you have, while you have it, while you can get it. Play it like you say, play the games you love.
Play the games you love and speak with your wallet. If you don't like the game, don't buy it. By no means. And don't get, and Mr. Minecraft, if you're watching this, I don't know if you are, because you commented on the shorts. I don't know if you are a subscriber, we thank you. But if you got friends who are playing bad games, or you know people that's playing bad games, you may not like the game. They may like it. And if they're shoehorning you into trying to play that game that you don't like, bro, don't do it. It's not worth it. It's not worth the headache. You're gonna spend all of that money for them to 2 months down the line, they're not playing the game no more, and you done wasted your money, or you could be playing something else. You could be playing that Doom. You could be playing that Clear Obscure. But anyway, next we got Artemisia. Artemisia.
Want me to read this one?
She's from the Play Squad. Go ahead, you got it.
Artemisia. Skyrim is great. It's a bit old school now, but the mod community put life back into it. I want to try the new Oblivion. There's many on here I haven't played, like Cyberpunk, which I do want to eventually. I've never been big on Fallout because of the settings genre, but I know they're great games. Red Dead Redemption is fun in its own right. Where is our open world pirate game? Oh, I guess true. AC Black Flag. I always say the wrong thing there. AC Black Flag, I have to say it slowly, could only be so much though. Okay, so she says a lot here.
She said a lot. She said a lot. Shout outs to you, Artemisia. Play Squad all day.
Skyrim is great.
Skyrim is great.
We're friends right there.
This comment is coming from our games favorite, which will shock you. Our open world games, the ones that we've picked to be our favorite open world games. Some of them are not overrated. I was gonna say underrated. Rather, that's where I was. You can look. The game I was looking for. That's overrated. Damn.
Yeah, start again.
Okay. So this video, or this comment rather, comes from our video that we had about our favorite open world games. A lot of them are underrated games. They may be popular, but I consider them to fall into the underrated type of category. And this is what she's talking about. She brings up Skyrim. She wants to play the new Oblivion. She hasn't played Cyberpunk. And Fallout, I don't think she said she was into it like that. Red Dead, fun. And the open world. We didn't get our open world pirate game from Assassin's Creed. I heard they're coming back to that. I heard they might be doing a remake or remaster for Black Flag.
Yeah.
So maybe having something coming.
Wasn't there a pirate game? I don't know if it was open world or not. It was supposed to be a major thing. Oh, Skull and Bones, something like that.
That was actually made by Ubisoft. That was what they were supposed to be. Come behind Black Flag, but just like
the Pirates of theme.
Yeah, but just like how United Front Games was trying to turn Sleeping Dogs 2 into a. It doesn't work sometimes when you try to offshoot the game when everybody loved it for what it was. It was a single player game. It worked this way. Now you're changing it up and you're just doing too much, you know? Because Black Flag had great sea mechanics that I loved in that game. And I love pirates in general. I just love them. Definitely.
Cyberpunk is, I think for me, in my opinion, right now, at the state it's in right now, 2025, Cyberpunk can be considered almost a masterpiece, because when it came out, like we said in that one, problems galore, like crazy. But now they fixed like 98% of that stuff, and the add-ons they had for it, great, freaking great.
Yeah.
So if you like futuristic stuff, and then we had our our theory of it being connected to Keanu Reeves' movie from the 90s, Johnny Mnemonic, that it might be Johnny Mnemonic, Silverhand, and the Cyberpunk. If you saw that movie and you play this game, you understand what we're talking about. But I highly recommend Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Give that a shot. If you get it on a discount, go right ahead. Even better. Fallout. I love Fallout. You like the Fallout series as well, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Fallout was definitely one of the great ones. If you're not into it, it is kind of like a different setting, a different gameplay a style. So I understand that people will kind of put off to it, but I think the Fallout was fantastic. Red Dead, masterpiece, one of my favorites, period. I could go back to that game any freaking day, and have a good time in the Wild West.
Yep. So we have another comment here. Elden Ring is top tier. This is coming from the Red King 99.
Red King, Elden Ring.
I responded to Red King on in the comments on YouTube at our page. And when he said that, I do not knock anybody that loves Elden Ring, because Elden Ring, by all metrics, checks every tick of my RPG box, every tick of sword and shield type games that I like. The only thing I didn't like was the hitboxes. And I know I fall into the minority when it comes to someone who doesn't like this game, but I will not argue or fight anyone just because it may not be for me. That doesn't stop the millions of people who love this game and praise this game to high noon. So Elden Ring definitely is top tier. I would say that, even for somebody who doesn't even play that game. So I would definitely have to agree, because besides the hitboxes, everything I've seen in that world just looks amazing.
Yeah, the Elden Ring is written by the gentleman who wrote Game of Thrones. I forget his name.
George R. Martin.
Yes. Elden Ring is written by George R.
What?
Martin. Yeah, you didn't know that? That was one of the big advertisement ploys of the game.
You gonna make me look that up, bro? Now, no.
Yeah, look it up. Look it up. Look it up, my friend. Look it up, and we put it right here. Bow.
All right, I'm gonna look that up.
I almost said Tolkien. Tolkien is the guy who wrote a game,
Lord of the Rings. Yeah. Oh man.
But not James R. Damn it, I forgot his name again.
George R. Martin.
George R. Martin. I'm sorry, it's late. I apologize.
Have you played Elden Ring?
Yes. Okay. I dumped 70 hours of my life into this freaking game. It is a freaking masterpiece. The design, the layouts, the play out of it, the what you can do with the characters, the different types of characters you can have, the different types of ways you can evolve the characters. It's Elder Scrolls on steroids with a little bit of crack and a lot of badassery. I'm telling you, like somebody, George R. Martin had a psychedelic fever dream, and he wrote this shit, and it came out amazing. I'm surprised Hideo Kojima didn't give him a couple hints and tips.
Oh, he's smoking that Hideo Kojima pack for sure.
Because he was on fire with this game.
Oh,
and
man.
The way it looked, I played this game on PS4, and PS4, right now, it's dated graphics. And I would go back to maybe I think like a month or two ago, go back to PS4, reconnected it, and I played Elden Ring again. Like not again, like all the way through, but for like 20 minutes, I was like, wow, this game, even on PS4, this game was great.
It's crazy because that the world of Elden Ring, not saying like the creatures in it, because I could say probably the creatures too. Clear Obscure has that in there, like that vibe. So when I saw that Clear Obscure I was playing, I'm like, yo, this reminds me of, like, this looks like it could take place in Elden Ring. You know what I mean? The whole vibe of the way it looks. So
that's the thing. Like out of anything that we like really enjoy, really love, whatever the genre might be, whether video games, movies, music, whatever it may be, there's always those special tidbits of like your favorite movie or your favorite song or your favorite video game that you could tell this is special. Elden Ring is one of those games. Clair Obscura is one of those games. Oblivion, the original one, was one of those games. And look at they remastered it, and boom, it's a great game again. And it's just like it's a gem.
Yeah.
So Red King on his opinion on Elden Ring being top tier. I think Elden Ring is something that a shit ton of companies have to aspire to get to if they're doing the RPG thing. The only thing about Elden Ring that for me is that shit is hard as hell. that shit is tough. You know how many fucking times I died in Elden Ring. Oh my god. I think if I combine every single time I died in Elden Ring compared to the last like 30 games I played, I died more in Elden Ring.
Listen,
always turn into the
listen, you wanna know why controllers are expensive? I don't know. I could be wrong, but that's probably why the prices are up, because I'm telling you, Elden Ring made you want to slam that joint into your monitor, your console, or whatever, bro. I'm telling you.
The new what is it? What is it? Black Rain or the rain thing that comes out for Elden Ring? The new expansion pack for Elden Ring?
I don't know what the new expansion. I know they're coming out with a new expansion, but I don't know the name of it.
Yeah, it's being advertised on Steam right now. It's something Rain or Nightmare Rain, Midnight Rain. I don't know. I forget something Rain. But the thing is that add-on is it's like a multiplayer type of thing. Oh man, yeah, the people are gonna be breaking their freaking controllers.
Bro, I'm telling you.
I know for a fact. The investment stocks for controllers are going to jump up.
The controller prices are going to jump up. Duct tape is going to go up. A lot of stuff is going to go up because of Elden Ring.
You got crazy glue going to jump up.
Crazy glue, Gorilla Glue, all of that. All of that is going to go up, bro. Cords, the fiber in the cords is going to go up. Buttons, plastic, all of that. All of that's going up, baby.
Yeah, Elden Ring. Elden Ring is one of the greats that it added to the economy. There you go.
So the next time you see a controller has a partnership deal with Elden Ring, you already know what time it is.
Just buy two, straight up. Just buy two.
So here's our last comment from your boy Dennis.
We went to school with this guy like a long time ago.
He said, watched the episode and had to download Prototype. Forgot how damn good the game was. My guy, Ray. I don't know what that is at the end. Is it graphics?
Yeah, that's graphic communication arts. That's where we went to high school. And that was our graffiti crew.
I remember Tax. I remember you guys went by Tax. Okay.
And so we used to do graffiti artwork and blah, blah, blah. And used to a long time ago. There's no more criminalization of nothing. It's over. It's been done. Okay.
So he talked about Prototype downloading again, saying it was such a damn good game, and you brought that up, and it's crazy because I remember Prototype, bro. Like I was like, oh snap, those one of those games. Remember I was talking about how you got certain games that are popular, but they aren't. They just feel underrated. Like Red Dead Redemption, like I feel like it's a super popular, massive popular game that everybody talks about, but it's only talked about if you bring it up. Like it's not the first thing that pops in people's mind.
GTA 5 overshadows it.
Right, it overshadows that in such a way that if no one brings up Red Dead, you forget that Red Dead. Oh, and you go, damn, and you know that's a good game, but it's like, oh. So that's the same thing we have with Prototypes. And when you brought that up, I was shocked. That's the reason why, that if you haven't seen it, go check out our last video. Was our favorite open world games, and a lot of them are underrated. Some of them are obvious choices, of course. The one that we mentioned 1,000 times. We about to ban that name. But Skyrim's about to turn into Lord Voldemort, the game that shall not be named.
I know Rav will love that.
Oh, he would definitely love that. He would definitely love that.
Stop talking about it.
But Prototype, until you brought it, I was like, man, oh snap! Like how you was kicking yourself when he mentioned Fallout. I was kicking myself when you said that game. I was like, oh snap, that's right. That game was dope. And mind you, I don't think I've gotten a chance to play that game. I can't remember if because it's been so long, but I remember the trailer. I remember Kruger talking about it, and a couple of people. I'm like, oh, this game. That's how it was. It was a popular game, but it's kind of underrated. You know what I mean? But shout outs to you, Dennis. It's good to see you in the comment section, bro.
Yeah, man. Thank you for watching. Appreciate it, bro. Yeah, Prototype definitely being the Prototype 1 and 2. Fun as hell. They're fun. They may not look the best right now. They're kind of dated graphics, but that their story, their character build up, their mechanics, controls, man, really good, really fun. If you get those games, and right now I think both those games are like under $10. You might as well pick those games up. If you're enjoying the Megabit Misfits Gaming Podcast channel with me, Mr. ReyRey, Leeboy, and Rav, who will be back next week, please like, subscribe, and share the videos. We really appreciate it. We are almost at 100 subscribers. We're trying to get to that 100 mark because that means, boom, we're doing something right. And actually, we've been doing this for 3 months now.
Yes.
3 months at this point. And
past 10 episodes, we're on episode 13. So round of applause to us for that. You know, the bickering behind the scenes that no one sees.
Oh yeah, man. We get into digital fights.
Digital fights and Twitter fingers going back and forth. But
all the time.
We are trying to make this, as Ray pointed out, Ray has made this his statement a few times in a couple of videos, trying to make this something more. Trying to get off our 9 to 5s. That way we can give you more than just one episode a week. If we got to wake up and go do 9 to 5s, we can't keep doing this. You know what I'm saying? So definitely hit the like, right?
Yeah, it's like we need more time to have fun.
Yeah, like exactly. So, and more time to play games, so we can tell you about it. You know what I'm saying? More variety of stuff. Get out, Mr. Positive to play Skyrim. Me to play a horror game, and you Minecraft. We still haven't.
Minecraft. What? Zelda. I'll play Zelda.
Nah, bro.
Zelda. I feel like I'm missing out.
No,
I feel like I'm missing out on Zelda. I'm not missing shit with Minecraft. I'm not missing shit with Minecraft.
Stop,
guys. Please like, subscribe, share. Not only just video games, but we also love other things, other forms of media.
Oh, like, we want to branch out. Definitely branch out.
Yeah, I mentioned before. I mentioned before. I am a gigantic movie guy. I love movies. I love the production of movies. I'm in a movie or two. So find me and somewhere in the cinema. I'm not even joking. Like find me.
He really is in a film.
Yeah. Nothing else I can possibly say. Like, subscribe, bell notification. We always forget that. Bell notification.
Yeah, every Monday. Definitely got to hit the bell notification. And every Monday at 3 p.m. we drop videos. Okay, so if you don't hit that bell, you know what happens? You know what happens, Ray? You know what happens when they don't hit that bell?
And Angel loses its wings?
No, Angel doesn't lose its wing. What happens is that by not hitting that bell and I'm not notifying you, that bell is pretty much a brick.
It is a brick.
It's a brick. And you know who's trying to brick up stuff?
Who? Who's trying to brick things up?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe a company who, was in hot water or is still in hot water lawsuits with PALWORD and, the first to raise prices on games and consoles.
Oh,
boy. The company that we kind of stopped talking about for about 2 weeks now, Yeah, so Nintendo's back in the news, and this time, according to what they're saying, they're making the rounds, and it seems like they have the power with their new user in agreement that if you do any type of modifications to it, they can brick your console. I'm gonna read it to you. It says, this is coming from IGN, as reported by IGN. This is what they said the user license agreement states. Now they changed it. The American one, I heard they changed it, and it's more lengthy. But this was the original one they had posted up. It was like, you acknowledge that if you fail to comply with the foregone restrictions, Nintendo may render the Nintendo account services and or applicable Nintendo device permanently unusable in whole or in part. So that means if you try to modify your Nintendo Switch in any type of way or alter it, they will brick your console. Now, read the comments in the IGN page where people were talking. I just wanted to see what other people, what other gamers who are interested in this had to say.
Right.
And some of them were saying that, oh, the companies, they've been were able to do this. Like this is not nothing new. They've been had the power to brick your systems. My PSP got bricked and da-da-da. And I'm like, I've modded my PSP before. And I've never bricked it. My PSP never got bricked. The one thing that I was instructed to do when modding my PSP was to just don't update it. You can still play your games and do all this other stuff. And then one time I accidentally updated my PSP and all my information that I had modded in it got wiped out. And the new patch came through, cleared all that out, and I was still able to play my PSP games. But from that point on, I was unable to mod it afterwards. So they should be able to do something like that. I think bricking your console just because you modded it after you done paid for it, because it sounds like to me it's like you don't own the device. You pretty much own the license to play the device, and you're paying $500. That's an expensive damn license. But what is your take on this? Because I got more. There's another thing too that they're doing, but I got more. What is your take on that?
All right, so for me personally, if you're busting your ass at your job to make money, to pay your bills, to pay your rent, to pay your car, to pay your whatever, take care of the kids, take care of whatever, and then you're setting money aside to invest in a product that is fun for you to use, such as the Switch 2 or any digital apparatus like, PS5, Xbox that we talked about before, then it should be your right to do whatever the hell you want with said product, right? I understand you don't want things being emulated. You don't want maybe technology being stolen, but I mean, technically, come on now. It's the Switch 2. It's not going to be top of the line. It's not going to be top of the line. So you don't have to worry about anybody stealing your technology or anything like that. It's stupid because you're paying the money that you earn to pay for something. And now most people, they're not modders. They just want to play the games released. They buy it, they play it, have a good time. Boom, move on to the next thing. That's it. Then you got the creatives that they want to, hey, it'll be cool if in this game you could do this or do that. Or if this character was in this game for this reason, whatever. The way we discussed earlier in the episode. Putting Terminator in Doom. Like that shit sounds fun. It sounds cool. But what they're doing it from what I believe, my perspective is it just sucks. I'm gonna leave it at that. Yeah, they're gonna mod it and it sucks.
Yeah, my thing is back in the day, if you modified a system console or did anything to it, it would normally just void your warranty. Like you couldn't, like they wouldn't know, like, oh, you messed up. Like you don't, like if this messes up, don't come into us talking about you getting a replacement or us fixing it because you voided your warranty by modding this thing. And to have it where you spend, like you said, all of that money for them to say that you can no longer use the device, I can understand like the console being modded and they feel like someone's going to use it to cheat. You know what I'm saying? Like you're going to use it to cheat and get over or hack into accounts and stuff. So I understand that aspect. But at that point, wouldn't it be for like a live service or anything connected to the internet? So if I had a modded modded Switch 2 and I only play games that require the cartridge to put in, and I'm not connecting to the internet. I don't play no online games. I'm playing Mario by myself. I'm playing this game. I have no connection to the outside world, just in my little bubble playing on my Switch that I paid this money for.
That sounds a little sad, just to let you know.
No. But I'm just saying.
I get what you're saying.
If you paid $500 and you're playing games that you're not trying to connect with the outside, like you got people out there that don't want to be on voice chat and don't want to play Mario or Smash with somebody else. They just want to play their games. I want to play my game. I'm in my bubble. I'm good. I'm comfortable. Blah. So you mean tell me them people, if they mod their Switch, they're liable to get their joint bricked, even though they're not connected to the internet? So it's not like they're playing a game that's competitive and they're cheating, right? Brick a whole system after you done paid $500 and tell them that they can't use it? I think that it should be limited to, if we catch you modding, then don't expect your internet games that require you to be on the internet to work properly. You know what I'm saying? Like in that sense. So that way, because they don't know whether, you know, the mod you got in there is to give you a boost or an advantage in playing games and stuff like that, or used to hack, you know, other connected systems. I don't know how that works, but I just think that that seems more like a thing that you put in place for people that connect to the internet. A person who's playing offline in their own little bubble in their own thing, they should have the freedom to do whatever they want. They paid for it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like that to me is how I feel like that should go. You know?
Yeah, I'm not getting a Switch 2 or a Switch 1 for that matter. No, I'm gonna stay in my PC lane.
Yeah, I'm staying on my PC, but I believe, you know, if this was done before by other consoles and things of that nature, then I just think that Nintendo is probably just saying the quiet stuff out loud. I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Yeah. Okay. So Nintendo, I'm disappointed. I'm not gonna say you guys suck because you guys don't suck. You guys make great shit.
They make great games. The answer, everything behind the answer was just straight up money, bro. You know.
Well, at that, we're gonna end the episode. Lucky number 13. Sorry, Mr. Rav was not here. He will be with us the next episode and trying to keep us in line. Or at least he'll try his best to keep us in line. But yeah,
stay on topic.
Stay on topic, guys. Stay on topic. So yeah, so guys, check out Helldivers, new expansions. Check out Doom, the Dark Ages. Sounds incredible. I'm gonna play it tonight because I got the PC Game Pass. It's already installed. It was actually installed when we were recording. What else? PALWORD modders, bringing it back, or maybe changing things up. Maybe they'll take some of the ideas we threw out there.
This is the PAL capture gun, the PAL gun, bro.
Yes, somebody mod that in there. Somebody mod that in there, but don't mod it in the Nintendo Switch 2 version because then you
I don't even think that. Listen, I don't even think that game is available for the Switch PALWORD. I don't think that.
Good.
No.
Keep it away from Switch 2 because in PALWORD we need the mods. We want the mods. Nintendo, I'm disappointed. Anyway, guys, like, subscribe. Thank you for watching. Please, and everybody who sent comments, thank you so much.
Keep them coming.
Red King.
Keep them coming.
What was it? Artemisia?
We got Artemisia. We had Red King. We had Dennis, and we had Mr. Minecraft. I can't remember the numbers, but he
4774 or something like that. But thank you so much, guys, for commenting, watching, liking, sharing, subscribing, and hitting the bell notification. And we'll see you for lucky number 14 next time.
Yes.
And just remember, guys, whether you love them
or whether you hate it,
play the games that you enjoy. Thank you so much. Peace.